the top of the week.
Yes. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that?
Because we are redefining.
What's cool?
Because smart
is the new gangster, baby.
And if you didn't know,
now
you know.
Yeah, you know.
How was your weekend?
Outstanding. This weekend was full of action and surprises.
Okay. What was let's start with the surprises.
Well, I was just surprised to see so many beautiful black people in one place.
That was the surprise. Don't you see a lot of beautiful black people a lot of places?
I wasn't expecting it.
You weren't expecting it. So, this weekend was really nice. It kicked off at First Friday with us at Urban Drinkery.
Yes, if you don't know, every First Friday we at Urban Drinkery, and it's a beautiful thing.
Right, and we love when people pull up on us.
Yes, Casuela,
Dr. Biller.
Dr. Katia Biller.
Katia. And Young Barbecue.
Young BBQ. People don't know Young BBQ is an internet sensation.
She got like 500,000 followers, if not more.
People don't know the city of St. Pete is producing or has produced some of the biggest internet sensations in America, and Young BBQ being one of them. Big shots out to y'all.
Right. So they pulled up on us. You just never know what's going to happen. Then we had He Say, She Say.
Yep, he say, she say.
Which was pretty dope for it to like come back after a couple of months of just chilling. We was on vacation.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. Come back, and we had about like 30 people or so come out. 25, 30 people.
Oh, for real? That was dope. I was there.
I know you was
I was on the spot.
He be acting so surprised, like he wasn't a part of the group of people.
Yeah, I was there.
And so it's always crazy. When I asked Tony Brown, Tonio the barber,
yeah,
right, I asked him to be the host. He always say no, and then he come in and then completely take over.
Wow. So
he hosts, but it was really dope. I like his energy. He's not afraid to ask any questions, and if people don't like it, he just move on.
Yeah, big shots out to T Brown. That was a great show, man. One of the questions that I really liked was he asked the ladies, could they deal with a man who rides a bicycle?
That was
so we're gonna continue this. You out there in TV land, if your significant other Tom and Jerry rode a bicycle every day, could you still love them the same?
Well, so let's put it in context too, right? Because he said that this was this guy's choice. His license wasn't suspended.
No, he said his license was suspended.
No, he said it wasn't suspended. Somebody else added that in there. He said it wasn't suspended. He had money in his account.
But what does it matter if that's all?
I'm just telling you, this is what the
scenario. On a bike. Period. If a dude rode up on a bike, hey baby, and tried to holler.
So some of the responses, if it was in New York, then it'd be cool because that's the form of transportation in New York.
Oh, but this ain't New York.
No, this is not New York. It's kind of hard to ride a bicycle everywhere here in Florida.
No,
people do it. When the last time you rode a bicycle for 24 hours?
So I don't ride bicycles. So that's how we're gonna start right there. But if I did. That would be the way you ride it everywhere you go. People don't, oh yeah, I'm finna take a car. No, they get on their bike and go. Long story short, people were very quiet.
No, people was not quiet.
When he first answered,
everybody was like, no.
No, they was like, and then they went there. A couple of the brothers came out and talked about how they've been riding bikes all day life.
Not a couple, just one.
Two.
Who else said that?
The other brother that said he ain't had no license and his bike was in the bushes.
Oh, I ain't hear that, brother.
You ain't hear the brother say his bike was in the bushes?
No, I ain't hear it. Well, thank you, brother, for riding your bike up to He Say, She Say. We appreciate it. So do you think you missed the love of your life because you put too much emphasis on materialistic things? Or is it that you need to be at a certain point in your life to be in a relationship?
Ooh, I think those are great questions for the audience to answer.
And you too.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm really trying to figure this.
I don't judge. I don't judge life by materialism.
Good morning, Mama Blue. But not so. Like when you're looking at
I'm a different type of person. I ain't the person to ask this question because I don't look at it like that. I don't even see it like that.
Okay. Who else I supposed to ask?
No, I'm just saying that is not the type of question.
So it wouldn't bother you whatsoever.
No, I mean I ain't gonna say it wouldn't bother me, but that ain't the basis of the relationship. That ain't the foundation. You know, we can get money. Money is made.
As you drink your orange juice.
Apple juice. Apple juice.
Yeah, it is apple juice. My bad.
They say they got Afghan apples in here. I felt crazy.
They sweet. What they do got is a lot of sugar.
No, there's no sugar in it. I read the ingredients. So I have become a conscious eater. I used to didn't care. Mm-hmm. So now, no matter where I go or what I buy, I read the ingredients. Mm-hmm. No matter what. I mean, it is just no getting around it. In this agreement, I mean, in these ingredients, it has water, apple juice, concentrate, and that's it. See?
Apple juice concentrated.
Yeah, that ain't good. Yeah. Nope, that ain't good. I know.
No, but you read the ingredients. You say no sugar. The concentrated right there. That's the mixture.
Oh, that's the mixture.
That's
concentrated sugar.
Listen, that's the mixture.
Teach me.
So then Saturday, I know they had the block party, right? It's Campbell's Park.
Oh yeah. Big shouts out to Lisa Willer Bowman, her new position as whatever the position is.
The safety liaison or something like that.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, at Campbell Park, I actually pulled up on it. They ain't see me, but I was in the cut.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then later on that evening, we had the first of the summer concert series, the Carnival edition. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you didn't show up on 22nd for this, you missed a good time. The girls came out with their outfits on. Kirky C, DJ, Poison Dart did the sound and the music. And I mean, we had 22nd all the way 5,000 feet.
Listen, it was I've never had a carnival experience, so that was my first experience, and I had a great time. Mm-hmm. Big shouts out to the culture, the people, the Deuces Corner, the Deuces Live, mm-hmm. Urban Drinkery, the whole staff, crew, and the record label.
What's the record label?
No, I'm just saying that's how Tupac used to say, "F you the whole as a crowd."
And the record
label.
But no, so the carnival was really good. This was the first kickoff of the summer series that we're doing to increase the peace. And this is brought to you not only by Jerish Martin, but Deuces Live, the Catalyst. Everybody has something to do with the Urban Drinkery. This is everybody coming together, creating a good space where people can just jam out. It's family friendly. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's from 6 to 10 every second Saturday. The next one is gonna be a luau theme. You never know what we're gonna have. But we might have some fire out there. We might be doing the luau, like you know how like you go under the thing and stuff like that.
Luau.
Yeah, and if you have some suggestions, we're gonna have performers next time. And so if you know anybody that want to perform, that's good.
Yeah, also,
hit us up.
Also this weekend.
Go ahead. What else this weekend?
St. Pete Pride's Youth and Family Day on North Scroll Park, I guess it was.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just reading. I ain't go. I ain't go. I just
Mr. Edmond be Mr. Edmond, man.
Yeah, I just
all of that went on this weekend.
That went on this weekend.
The Rays had I think they had their Pride kickoff, right? On Saturday. The game.
Yeah, I was on the Deuces.
You was on the deuces with us.
I was on the deuces.
And then what did your Sunday look like?
I don't remember these days.
That was yesterday. What did yesterday look like?
I don't remember. What did I do yesterday?
You could have said you did nothing.
But I don't.
You want me to tell you what I did yesterday?
What you did?
A lot of y'all not. My homegirl, and this ain't even me. I'm just hoping that like some of this just sprinkle on me. We say we're gonna go and we're gonna go out to eat. Just let's go get lunch, right?
Okay,
so we decide she make a pit stop. She put $5 in the machine, paying 2-cent games. Guess how much she won?
How much?
$10,000.
What? She ain't give you none?
No.
Them ain't the type of friends I want. Those ain't my type of friend. I don't know who that. I don't know who you was with.
No, but actually,
leave her where she was at.
No. Actually, but I wasn't with her. We was meeting up. She just made a pit stop because I was running. She was closer to the destination than I was.
Okay, I mean,
yeah. But I think she'll probably shoot me something. I didn't ask for anything.
You should have. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's why you ain't getting that. I would have been like, girl.
She did pay for lunch.
Well, that's good. Good friend. Good friend.
She paid for lunch, but that makes me think, what am I doing wrong? Because I want to,
My thing is,
I don't gamble like that. In my mind, I be wanting to gamble.
I think gambling is an issue. A lot of people have, and I'm glad we're talking about this, gambling problems in our community. It's a lot it's a lot of unhealthy. Dan the man, it's a lot of unhealthy gambling practices, and because it's somewhat legal now, ain't nobody talking about it. But people betting their whole house on this junk.
It is.
I'm telling you, I know. I mean, I know people who bet everything, and then the problem is the
house typically wins. So let's say this: when you gamble, the house typically wins.
You can't tell a gambler that.
Oh, they know it. But when they hit, and so they figure they recoup almost everything that they lost.
Yes.
When they figure okay, I lose this time, and then the one time you hit, if you hit big, you really feel like you done won. But people lose their families over this because gamblers always think like this time. Oh, I'm like, the win is right around the corner.
Listen, if I'm lying to you, I'm lying to you. I used to have a gambling problem. I don't even talk about it no more. That's why I brought it up.
Good morning, Raspy.
Because gambling is an issue that sometimes you can't do it by yourself. You can't kick the habit by yourself. You need an intervention like AAA.
Well, I'll tell you. So when I gamble, right? Because what games do you like? Do you like
when I gamble?
Yeah,
every game, everything. We can bet that roach. This roach race across the room. Which one get on the other side the fastest? We can bet anything. Anything. We can bet the kickoff. We can bet the punt return. We can bet anything. See, that's what the type of gambling I'm talking about. I ain't talking about, give me this scratch off. You ever notice when you go into a store and you see the colorful scratch offs right there in front of you while you're checking out? That's to get you to buy. That's to entice you.
So I did this theory a few years ago. Actually, me and Brain, right? We was kind of so I bought a couple of rolls, like the full rolls, because they said that if you buy the rolls, you're gonna get at least what you spent on it.
Is it true?
No.
The roll is like $1,000 in them.
No, I did not spend it. It depends on which rolls you buy. Okay. I didn't buy $1,000 worth of rolls. I'm not a thousandaire like that I can just waste $1,000 on a roll.
You went and bought a roll?
It was like, I think I spent like $250 or something on the
Nobody
roll.
buys whole rolls.
Somebody buy whole rolls. I'm not the only person.
You're the thousandaire that does this.
No, I was the 200aire.
Oh.
that bought the roll. I mean, I made some money, but this is what I did find out, right? Because I didn't cash in right away, that scratch off expires. So once the game is over, the scratch off itself expire.
Oh, I can't believe you. You slipping. That's unacceptable.
I left money on the table. I went to cash it in, and that thing said invalid.
What? How long you had it?
Forever, but it don't matter. But I had it. But when I do go to the if I go to like Hard Rock or something like that, what I did learn, because with gambling, again, you always think the next time could be the time that you win, because you up. And a lot of people, when they're up, they don't cash right out. And then they be trying to get the next big thing.
That's me.
So when I go, I only bring what I'm willing to lose. I don't bring my purse in. I don't bring my debit card in. I don't do anything. So if $100 is what I'm willing to lose for the day, that's all I bring in. And I can play with that $100 for hours, or I can play with that $100 for 10 minutes. But once that $100 is gone, I'm gone.
So back to the original.
Good morning, Sharonda.
Back to the original thing. If you have a gambling problem, seek help. Talk to somebody, because don't suffer in silence, because it's a gambling epidemic. People think it's cool. And they gambling money they don't got. They gambling money that they could use to further their future or progress in life, but they spending it on a doggone lottery ticket, or they spending it on a doggone scratch off.
And the worst time to gamble, and I'm not like...
When you need it?
Yep. Because you're not thinking clearly. Right? When gambling, you should be gambling with fun. You should. Usually you do better that way. I'm telling you.
Okay. In this day in history, you ready for this day in history?
You brought it up. I just hope you ready for this day in history.
The news that the sound barrier had been broken is finally released to the public in the U.S. Air Force. On this day, they released it, but the sound barrier had been broken the previous year in October. They just told people about it in June. That's a crazy footnote. Hey, it happened October 14, 1947, but they didn't tell people about it until June 10th, 1948. Them people, wow. Okay. Speaking of lottery, did you know that for the Vietnam War, there was a draft and you had lottery numbers? Yeah. They have a list of the lottery numbers right here. Those unfortunate souls. Thank you for the people who served. 1999, this day in history. Serb forces begin to withdraw from Kosovo after signing an agreement with NATO. In 1985, the Israeli army pulls out of Lebanon after 1,000 days of occupation. Sound like some stuff that's going on right now. 1963, Buddhist monk dies by imagination. Oh, that's when he set himself on fire. All right, in this day in history.
He set himself on fire?
Yeah, you know how the monk set himself on fire. You know how the dude set himself on fire in front of Trump court?
Yeah, that's crazy.
They do that. That's like a way of doing it.
That's horrible.
I know. But
I would hate
it's a protest. It's a protest. He was protesting one of the wars and protest on persecution by the government. That's his day in history, y'all. And it was brought to you by the one and only Mr. Edmund.
Mr. Edmund brought it to you?
Yeah, I brought it to you and dropped it all. Okay, what else? What else we got? Today, tomorrow at the Sunshine Center, we're having community town hall, the first community-led town hall around the Rays development deal, aka the gas plant redevelopment. It will be going down at 6 p.m. at the Sunshine Center, downtown St. Pete, right next to City Hall. This is going to be a amazing conversation. We're going to talk about, the timeline. We're going to talk about the facts that's in front of us as of today.
Right.
Because if you don't know, the next few meetings and the next few things are going on are the 12th, the 13th, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be talking about the redevelopment of the gas plant district. What do y'all think about the redevelopment of the gas plant?
So we talk about this all the time.
What do y'all think about it?
We talk about this, even the audience, and this is like a really hot topic, right?
It's a hot topic.
And what it is, what I'm showing, it is dividing the city.
You think so? It's dividing the city? Well, this town hall is meant to bring us back together.
And I'm glad you said that, because I think people really have it messed up. I mean, let me say on our end, is that they think that like because we're asking questions and we don't like what we're seeing in front of us is like we're mad at people.
So
you know what I mean? Like people are really taking the questions as a personal attack, and it's not. If I'm wrong, correct me. But you're seeing a lot of people that thinks that like honestly, this I keep saying it's like a relationship. When it's good, we call it out. When it's bad, we call it out
but
as well.
Even like a relationship, some people don't like to be called out in a relationship. Like it's just
but we want a healthy relationship. So in a healthy relationship, you want to have an open dialogue, right? And you should be able to communicate to your partner and tell them when something doesn't feel right.
But everybody ain't everybody. Because it ain't. Because some people, and I'm just really saying this because of the reality we in. Because people look at it as disrespect to question it. And then they ask, who do you think you are? Questioning anybody of a certain level or status. And with this redevelopment, like this is some of the most high stakes the city ever had. These are some of the most some of the most difficult conversations, actually. And at this time, I think this is the perfect time to ask questions. This is the perfect time to, let your voice be heard. So if your family, I got something to say, come on out tomorrow. Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Sunshine Center. It will be the first community-led conversation around the redevelopment of the historic gas plant district.
Everybody is welcome.
Everybody's welcome, no matter what side of the table you sit on.
And we want both sides there.
Yes,
we want both sides there because I really want to get the information that I don't know. And if somebody is passionate and is like, hey, this is the deal for us, let that passion come through. Like, come in and let us know why you decided that this is really a good deal for you. And why should the rest of the city get behind it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because originally I was one of the people that was go like I was with it, and I really was. And then once the onion started to unfold,
what changed that for you?
The onion started to unfold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you is why I first got on it, right? It was other people passion, and they sold it. Right, yes. They did. You know what I mean? Yes. And they gave us some really good bullet points.
Because of their passion. Yeah.
Right. And they gave us some really good bullet points. But then when you start to unfold it and realize that the bullet points that they was giving us wasn't necessarily factual.
Yes. Or they were concepts, but not truly written into the agreement.
Even the things that they were giving, the terms of what it was given wasn't fair.
Yes.
So that's what really started me turning the other way. And I love St. Pete. I love St. Pete. And I keep saying this, and I believe in our leaders. So I really want them to get this right.
I mean, I'm pretty much like this. I'm with the trust but verify.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I trust what you're saying, but I'm gonna verify the information you're giving me. I'm not just gonna blindly go for it. And I was kind of like the same with you. I wasn't never really quote unquote with it, right?
But you wasn't against it.
No, I did not have a vocal opposition for it. I actually had several meetings with several other developers that were putting in RFPs. So like I done kind of got into the weeds with this thing. So what made me come out and just really stand against it was kind of some of the same things you were saying. The agreement didn't represent the presentation or what people's hopes and dreams were. The agreement kind of left everything that we hoping and dreaming about, they left out. All the things that we're standing for, the promises that were committed to in the past, didn't make the development agreement. Those promises were left off. They were on the presentation. They were on the impact report, but they didn't make the agreement that was signed, that would be signed if this is to go through with city council. So that was a red flag for me. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to use my voice and tell people where I stand with this and see where the chips fall. Honestly, because at that time it wasn't a big movement of people against it. You know, I think everybody was the same way. They was waiting to get that agreement, look at that agreement. And once that agreement officially came out, then you seen a lot of people stand up. A lot of people from different communities, different places stand up like, oh no, this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it.
And that's okay. Because you know that's okay, because sometimes everybody, and this is why, and this is why you keep bringing it into different boards, is because when somebody puts something in front of your face, you can read, you'll scam through it, because a lot of people don't read every small detail, right?
Skim through it, not scam through it.
Yeah, skim through it really quick.
Scam through it, I understand.
Yeah, skim through it, real simple. All right. And then somebody else helps sell you on it. You know, and then, but when you have more than one eyes on it and a couple of other ears, then they are able to pull out different stuff.
And see, that's what consultants is. That's what having a counsel is. Because the things that my eyes see, you might miss, and the things you see, I might miss. So it's always good to have a couple of different eyes on a couple of different perspectives. You know, I attended a couple of meetings that Karen was having with Alan Delisle, the former economic development chair director for the city of St. Pete. And some of the reasons he was against it, you know, really hit home for me, because I'm like, hey, wait a minute. If the economic development director, the exact previous one, this was the last guy in that same office, and he's feel adamant enough to come from whatever state he's living in to come here and say, hey, y'all, this is a horrible deal. Here's the bullet points.
Right.
This is why you don't do this. And this is an education. This is something he's educating me that I didn't know. I didn't know about economic development, economic planning, and most of us don't. But that's why you have to listen to a person who do. And one of the people I listened to was Alan Delisle, the former, you know, director, and for some of the points he made, it's like, why are we even entertaining this offer? What is in the world, in our heads, to have us even entertain this deal? Because the people say, oh, they're scared that the Rays may leave. Well, what you don't know, the Rays have been trying to leave the city of St. Pete since something like 2007, 2008. They've been searching and looking for a home.
Almost 20 years.
They've been searching and looking for a home, trying to find a place outside of here. And I think the reason they have come back to the table is because they haven't found a place, because they shopped this same deal around. They told somebody that, hey, I want you to do this and do this. And them people like, we ain't finna do that.
Right.
Not with my money, not with my taxpayer money. So I want to have that same type of conversation, because they can show them more of it. It's a for-profit company that look to make a whole bunch of profit.
Right.
They can show them more of the risk, and you know, we can, as a community, benefit. And
we live in paradise, right? We really do.
Who would want to leave?
Right. Nobody wants to leave. And a lot of people are coming. This is why they're getting the highways together, the toll roads in St. Pete that we never had, but now we have in Pinellas County.
Yeah.
Because that was everywhere else but St. Pete.
No, and you are right. Wait a minute. What is going on? What is going to do? But you are correct. And so tomorrow at 6 p.m., the first community-led town hall around the Tropicana field or gas plant redevelopment or whatever they want to call it today. I'm not stuck on these names, because I ain't big on the gas plant. We got a gas plant in Childs Park, and when it's time to redevelop it, please do not name it the new gas plant redevelopment, because that's a sign of economic and, how can I say, environmental racism. The reason that black community was by that gas plant, because the racists put them there, and then we're gonna name the development after that racist act and pretend like it wasn't a racist act. This is honoring. We're gonna honor them. We're gonna honor them by reminding you that we relegated them to an environmental racist place. Just right now, Childs Park, we're dealing with a gas plant right now. that we're fighting environmental racism to get it removed from our community, right? So to see this redevelopment named after the Environmental Racist Act of...
But this is what happened is people, so they went in to honor because so many people were saying it at first. And then people didn't realize until after it was the trauma that came from it. You know how like somebody name you a bad name and you just rock with it,
and that becomes your name,
and it becomes your name,
and
you don't realize but you don't realize the trauma and the damage that is done because you have already accepted the name,
and you became a part of it. And my thing is with the community, like some of that stuff, we got to stand up and say, hey, y'all, hold on, that ain't right. There's some other names. It's Cooper's Quarters. It's different ways we can honor.
But they did it. I mean, and we're not, and to be honest, I'm going to say when they did it, I think it was out of respect. It really was, because that's what everybody would, So we got to say the people, we can't get mad about the people listening to you.
But okay then, but all I'm going to say is.
I know it could have been, but when they named it, we wasn't naming none of those.
But see, this is the thing. That's the problem. Because we have other options. We don't have, the only option is what they put in front of us. That's what I'm saying.
But we were the ones that were doing it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So this is Jabbar, what I'm trying to say. Because we didn't until no. So here we go. We was calling it the gas plant district.
No, we wasn't.
Yes, we was. I've been on this show, and before they changed it, we could go back to shows when we were saying it, and then we thought about it. And
I don't call it the gas plant because
not anymore.
No, I didn't call it then. See, that's what you don't know. See, what you don't know is that I've been knew that was environmental racism. See, I've been knew because I'm dealing with it in my community. I come out the house and smell gas. So I didn't never call it that because I know that's environmental racism. I know the only reason that gas plant is in Child's Park is because it's black people that live there. That's it. The only reason that gas plant was right there is because it was a black neighborhood. That's it.
So that's not
but
it.
That's not honoring it. That's kind of, hey, tighten up. And it's a tongue in cheek. That's how I look at it.
So when we looked at it, even 3-4 years ago, before they changed it to the gas plant, we can go back to some of our shows when we were, as a collective, calling it gas plant. And then, because this is documented.
I know. That's why I know I ain't said it.
That's how I know you did. Listen. But we went back and then we went up there and said, but it's okay. But what I'm saying is a lot of people... This us disagreeing on air. This is siblings. Yes. But what happens is, and when we went and switched over and thought about the trauma, and it was more so about Child's Park. Because Smell It, Tell It. I'm saying it wrong, but that's my name for
Smell Something, Say Something campaign.
Yeah, I know, but I say Smell It, Tell It. So
yeah, and we've been dealing with this before that campaign,
right? But we wasn't.
So I'm going to give you an example.
Okay, go ahead. But we're going to listen.
We got 6 more minutes. So I'm going to give you an example.
They don't want to hear us
So
argue.
A lot of people don't know, like we do a show called The Lakeside Chat, which was the first project we worked on for the New Image Project. So we started this probably 15, 16. So we've interviewed elected officials, the former mayor, the different senators, the different congressmen, right outside of that plant. And we smelt it while they did the interview. Right. And they knew they smelled it. This before Smell Something, Say Something. This before the campaign started. This is what, in 2019.
This is what kicked it off.
But yes. And one of the problems is, that's just the way it is. And that's each and every elected official that came on that show, that's just how they was. That's just the way it is.
But then that's why we got to change it.
That's what I'm saying about that gas plant district.
No, we do. I'm not disagreeing with you by see that, but you're ready to rebuttal. I'm not. No. But what I'm saying is, I'm not disagreeing with it.
Argue.
Is you don't want to hear my point now.
Go ahead.
No, that I'm not disagreeing with you that it's not a good name. But what happened is the community heard everybody in the community saying that, and so when we don't want when they probably shouldn't have listened, they did.
No, no. It's
not
that they shouldn't have listened.
No. But what I'm saying,
it's called having compassion and having what they call it emotional intelligence.
When I say,
if I hear you ask for something, but then I know what I'm giving you isn't proper, I'm not helping you. You see, that's what I'm saying.
And so that's what. So we're saying the same thing, Jabbar. Okay. You just want a rebuttal.
I'm not.
You are. No, it ain't that they shouldn't listen.
No,
it's called.
You saying we because they listen.
No, I said they listen, and so
we should be happy.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But you wouldn't let me finish my thought, sir.
Okay. Oh, I'm just saying.
You wouldn't let me finish my thought. So you know what? I'm gonna say we got like 2 minutes.
No, 4.
We got 4 minutes.
Yeah, don't be trying to quit now. See, I done drunk my juice this morning, and now you want to tap out.
Oh, I'm never tapping out.
I know you ain't.
That ain't even in my DNA.
I'm never tapping out.
I don't even know what tap out look like. You hear me? But so this week, I'm going to tell y'all, be ready. It's raining season.
Oh yes.
I woke. It was rain. It was raining this morning. Did you know that? It was raining by my house. Was it raining by your house?
I'm
I woke up. Nah, all week. No, we need this because it's been dry.
Yeah, we need the rain. We do.
Because it's dry because it was fires in Florida. Not necessarily here, but here in Florida.
It's gonna be steamy.
And they had that. Oh, yeah, it could possibly be steamy.
Steamy hot mess.
It might be, but hopefully it rained for a while. Like we need some good rain. You can get a lot of stuff done in the rain. So like today, it's like you can get a lot of stuff done. I get a lot of work done in the rain. I get so much work. Do you know more people go out in the rain and go shopping when you think like they'll be home, like just chilling? No, people take advantage of the rain and get on out the house. I don't know why, but they do. But like today, it's 45% chance of rain.
Okay.
Tomorrow, 90% chance of rain. Wednesday, 85%.
Bring your raincoat and umbrellas.
No, Wednesday 65, Thursday 55. It's over 50% chance of rain all week until it hit like next Monday and it's 40.
Wow.
So it's going to be a rainy weekend. So, but we have a lot of events coming on. So hopefully it allows, like it scatters throughout. And hopefully it don't make it so hot. We have some breeze throughout here.
You're right. Because if it get to be 100 degrees, 99, 89, feels like.
Because Juneteenth is coming up. And Father's Day. Father's Day is Sunday. It's a lot of Juneteenth events. And then they kick off on the 15th, which is Saturday on the Deuces.
Yep. I have a whole list of events. And we'll go over them when we come back.
But yeah, so on the Deuces on June 15th, Grandmaster D from Houdini will be out there performing and doing his thing. So yes, and it's gonna be at the Deuces Park, right?
Yep.
It's a free event. I'm telling you, this summer, the Deuces is where you want to be.
Yep, that's where you want to be.
If you're looking for
spot.
For a safe, good vibe, nice gumbo mix pot, because it's a little bit of everybody in there. You can find something for everybody in there. If you're looking for like a grown, sexy vibe, you know where you go.
The Deuces.
And Urban
Drinker.
If you're looking for just a nice chill, the Urban is where you want to be. Some great drinks.
Mocktails.
Mocktails.
Listen, I had me a mocktail so good. It's 8 o'clock. Hard stop.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock. We're gonna stop. I can't make this up with Mr. Edmund. He didn't even finish his whole statement. We gotta pay some bills. Tag a friend, tell a friend. We have a full packed hour for you. So yes, go ahead. And now we're breaking.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
I'm Jabbar Edmond. I go by Mr. Edmond. My role, I'm a host and I'm co-founder.
My name is Brother John Muhammad, Your Brother John, yourbrotherjohn.com. and my role on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is host or co-host.
I just go by Kiana. Sometimes you may hear the guys call me Q. I may say Q just depending on my personality that day. And I'm the female of the crew. All right? I think I keep balance when you look at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's my role.
And I'm Bruce Moore Jr. A lot of people do know Bruce Moore Jr., obviously being born and raised here and going to school here, but there's many more people that know Reno.
St. Pete is small, and so the good things and bad things that come with a small city, you know, everybody knowing each other, of course, would be one of the pluses.
My neighbors were not only just my neighbors, they became my family.
Trying to put that back now, like really getting back to a place where we know our neighbors and we look out for each other. It was a St. Pete that existed, you know, south of Central, and then there was another St. Pete that existed north of Central and downtown. It was a struggle then, and I think it's still, you know, somewhat a struggle for black people in the city of St. Pete.
Even with every step of progress we make, it's still a struggle to, implement that progress.
Did y'all hear about the weed college, the first cannabis college
in Orlando?
Talk to us, Soprano.
No, yeah, I've been looking at it.
This is serious, y'all.
Over a year ago.
If you got the charges, go and get the degrees, King. You got years of experience, man. It ain't like you come into a classroom with no data.
Elon Musk said that a drug dealer knows how to manage and run a business better.
I can't believe that.
The real facts, man.
I'm all about education. But what I'm saying is that we carry this industry on our backs.
The way we started the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, Jabbar approached me about what could we do, how can we do something together, and then an opportunity to promote Amendment 4. Amendment 4 is the, voting rights restoration to returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies. To returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies and politics. Enjoyed it, so we started doing it on Sundays as like a podcast with, at the time, Janet Michelle. She was our co-host, and she, filled that role until she moved. And then we had Carla Bristol, Carla B. She came in for a season. And then Reno was behind the scenes. He was always present because we did organizing together, so he'd come and hang out. And then the things that he was saying off camera was like, man, we might as well just have you on the show.
The negative thoughts that you is thinking about right now, or any particular subject, y'all, just flip it.
Turn problems into opportunities.
Problems are opportunities, man. Big shouts out to South Soprano, man.
Real deal, man.
We on the jump board together right now. Just being around people and clearly always talking, I just felt like at least learn something, so as you see that you're not going to shut up, you can have substance to your conversation and not just be labeled somebody who just love to talk.
Really being informative, looking to give the information that isn't readily available in our community.
Multiple meteorologists can look at the same data and come up with a different forecast.
And so now you take those models, take that data and say, okay, based upon all of that,
absolutely,
you might be in between here and there, and that's my know what I'm saying speech.
Most recently, after Carla B, transitioned out and went to do other things as well, Kiana, we invited Kiana.
I've been working with the guys for a while outside of this, and they called me to interview. And when I came in to interview that Sunday, after the show, they was like, hey, you need to be a part of the show. And I was like, okay.
I look at it almost like a band and the instruments, but it's just the instrument that we're using is our voices.
My voice is already kind of squeaky. I know my voice can get squeakier.
You have to have your radio voice on and have that vocal control.
I talk lower when I need to calm it down. And when I'm very passionate about it, I slow it down. And because I want you to understand what I'm saying. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. So if you keep it secrets, just know that she can too.
Okay, hey, see, that's why you need it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You feel? So you gonna even things out. You know what I'm saying? I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? It was joking.
We just understand power, and in terms of people's attention, you know, because it costs. People's attention costs. That's why it's called pay attention.
We want to present local information right up there with, you know, the trending topics.
One thing that's a common denominator with all of us is that we're all passionate about our people.
For me, what you take from me is that I'm real and I'm passionate about the growth of our people.
The overall goal, I would say, is to have a more informed community around electoral politics, around health, around equity.
It's about the mission of connecting the dots and closing the gaps, inspiring people to see what's possible, you know, and trying to be an example. You know, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes, but you know, you do the best that you can with what you have, and you pray that others will be inspired to join in.
For more info, visit cdatcenter.org/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
We are back.
We're back.
We're back. You know what I did? Exactly what y'all told me not to do. I did a Mr. Edmond. My bad. Is I touched after we got it like completely
correct
set up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know who you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
Seek that.
Because we are redefining
what's cool.
Because smart
is the new gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you
know.
So we also have a guest here.
Yes.
And our guest can't stay long. We got Rakisha Fuller.
Hey.
Right? The owner and founder of Keyshawn Corner. We've been talking about this since she came in like a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 15th at Lake Vista from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
It'll be a youth mental health awareness and suicide prevention resource fair. We also been talking about youth suicide here in our community. And it's really attacking our community. And what we want to do is give people the tools and awareness of it, so you can recognize possibly or try to get ahead of it if your youth is depressed.
Yes.
Keisha, I'm gonna let you take the mic.
Okay. Hi everyone. Like she said, this is a mental resource fair. So trying to take all preventative measures. We're gonna have Habitat for Humanity out. We're gonna have Job Corps out. We're gonna have the Center for Opportunity Med Management. We're gonna have Jill Fowler with Year Up. We're gonna have Pinellas Technical College out. We're gonna have New Vision, their mental health counselors. We're gonna have Advantage Insurance Solutions try to enroll all the youth and adults who don't have insurance. They can possibly get some low cost insurance, so that way they can take care of all areas of their health, physically and mentally.
Because when you think about it, mental health, if you don't have the insurance, there's no way that you can be seen. And even speaking with a therapist can be very expensive. And that this is kind of because we wasn't talking about mental health before. We wasn't 5 years ago, we wasn't an advocate really telling people to go seek therapy. In our community, be like, oh, he'll handle it. And, go straight to Jesus. Only talk to God with it. And I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, but God does place people in your life so that they can give you tools that you can learn how to handle these things properly.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So can you tell us how you came up with Keyshawn Corner?
It'll be a year on the 13th that my son actually committed suicide. So like she just said, obviously you don't talk about it, you don't think about it until it's you. Because I can't say that I would have done this had it not been for that incident that I pretty much witnessed with my own child. But then I was fortunate enough to, me and my son were very close. So I was fortunate enough to know that he was dealing with some struggles mentally. Obviously, I didn't think to the degree where this would be his out. But like I said, you have some parents, and a few of his friends have came to me and said they wish that, they had a relationship with their family the way that me and my son had. So sometimes, kids won't necessarily talk to their parents or fear being judged or whatever, but they will talk to one another. So you just have to kind of leave the floor open for them to express themselves however they need to. And sometimes we may put an unwarranted pressure on the kids that we feel like we're doing the best for them because we're preparing them for the world that we live in, not for the world that's about to come. And it's like we try to bring them up to where we are instead of coming down to where they're at. And I think basically just allowing your kids the free reign and the space to be them and to, when they talk, listen to understand, not listen to respond.
And what you just said is so powerful, is because you and your son had a great relationship. Y'all had an open dialogue. Like you said, you knew that he was struggling. And knowing that, if you probably had more tools, then now, you know what I mean?
It was a struggle with me from like, okay, I always was a fixer. Like, even when I was away with my situation, I'm on the phone, three-way calling, wasn't supposed to have the phone where I was at, but I was three-way calling the colleges, making sure, the paperwork got signed and everything, so it's a thing where you kind of, you want to let them kind of, because they're grown into the young adult phase. You want to let them find their own way or whatever, but then you don't want to be too overbearing. Well, okay, I'm gonna solve it. I'm gonna fix it. So it's like if you try to fix every problem for them, then that creates another problem for them.
It does.
But then it's like I struggle with, going full throttle and pulling back and letting him figure it out on his own. But he knew the door was always open for whatever he need. Your mama got you.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line.
Right. I mean, because parenting is hard, right? There's when you look at it, most parents, because we don't subscribe to all, try to do the best for their children. And you try to give them the tools to be successful, and it's really hard to figure out the balance of when to hop in and when to allow them to make their own mistakes. Like for me, I've always said, like, sometimes I think it's okay for kids to feel like they're drowning, and not saying that in that sense, but there's always a safety net, but they don't need to know necessarily if a safety net, because they have to have the tools to try to figure it out to get out themselves. But you don't know when to let them and when not to.
It's one of those things where you don't know what you don't know until you need to know it, and you find out you don't know it. And you just said, like, we as parents, some parents, we try to do the best that we can for our kids, but then you have another set of parents who try to do what's best for them, and they're saying for their kids, but they do it in the name of, well, I did everything for my baby. Well, was it really for your baby, or was it really for you? Right. Even on down to buying clothes and shoes and stuff like that, you can say, well, I bought them everything, I did everything, but what they needed the most was you. And some people get it confused with being a present parent, confused with being an active parent. You could be in the house with your kids all day and still not know your child.
This is true.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you're present. Doesn't mean that you're actually active. And sometimes people say, "Well, I didn't see any signs. I didn't know." I'm not gonna sit in the house with my son 6 hours out of the day and not know what's going on. You walk in front of, hey, something happened to your leg, or how you get that scar. Right. Some people consider, oh, you're just overbearing or whatever, but no, that's just me being present and active in my kid's life.
And you should be. It's okay to be involved. And so we had to ask Kiana last week, and that was kind of like they were saying that their child is kind of out of control and what to do. And the one thing I said is be present. Like, take time out to spend time with your children, because people do get it mixed up. Like, oh, I'm buying them this, I'm buying them that. And that's really good. But when it's all said and done, when people tell the stories about their parents and their family, it's the memories that you created with them that they're able to pass on. Like my mom taught me how to cook. We was in that, and it's the funny stories and the things that they realized, like, oh, they really cared. Or the time I didn't realize my mom knew I was depressed because I put a fake smile on my face, and she was like, hey, even at this grown age, I be trying to hide stuff. My mama called me and she'd be like, Kiana, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. She's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And to have somebody that pays that much attention to you make you feel love.
It's just sometimes we as parents, nobody gave us a manual. This is what you do in this situation. This is what you do in that situation. But what we have to be intelligent enough to know now that no pair of Jordans or a pair of Gucci slides gonna fix whatever's going on with you internally. You know, some people be dressed up messes, and that's okay.
Right.
But you know, while you're dressing them up, still take care of the internal part. You know, because we often associate, especially in the Black community, we associate mental health with a mental illness or a mental disability. The first thing somebody say, ain't nothing wrong with me, I ain't crazy, and this, that, and the third. Well, that's like you go to the doctor, they say, okay, well, Miss Fuller, your blood pressure is great. We're gonna work on your cholesterol. That doesn't mean you shut the whole body down because they said one thing. No, that just means you have something else that you need to pay extra attention to. And work people hard on, and that's the thing with your mental.
Right.
Okay, you have positive thoughts and you have negative thoughts. Now the thing is this: what can we do to channel that negative and turn it into a positive? Right. That doesn't mean that you're crazy. That doesn't mean that something's going on. That just means that you're not feeling okay in that particular area, and that's okay.
And you need to get it fixed, just like anything else. If the doctor told you had high blood pressure, you would take something or change your diet.
You'll work on it.
You'll work on it. And if you're having negative thoughts, people don't realize it's the stuff you listen to, the people you're surrounded. It's the stuff that you're feeding. It can be because you feed into, like, if you look at your algorithm, if you think everybody is against you, everything that you come across is gonna say, oh, watch out. Everybody got you, but you're the chosen one.
It's like,
you know, you kind of get what you gotta take that negativity out some type of way.
Compartmentalizing everything and storing it in a necessary spot. It's like we'll try to take this and make and force it to fit over here when that ain't necessarily the case. And sometimes we as African Americans, we got to sweep under the rug syndrome. It's time to break the broom. You know, we're not sweeping it under the rug because what happens? You can sweep it under the rug. You walk past that same spot 4 more times. The same spot is
still done, yeah.
And you tripping. Now you tripling over.
Now you forced to deal with the problem. Like I said, it's time to stop sweeping under the rug and just break the broom and force yourself to deal with whatever it is that you got going on.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of this stuff, it could be stuff that, you know, which is why I have Habitat for Humanity coming out. I'm trying to have someone out there dealing with credit because we as parents, we don't understand. You go work 6 or 10 hours a day. You come home. It's not necessarily your house or your kids that's bothering you or got you on edge. It's whatever you're dealing with. You go to work 10 or 12 hours and come home and still don't have enough. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And so your kids know it.
You're responding in a manner that you typically wouldn't respond in. And now they see like, oh, shit, I seen my mama.
You got one more.
I see my mom mad every day, but she still got up and went to work.
Yeah.
So now they normalize that behavior. Well, I'm supposed to come home mad. I'm supposed to come home this. It's okay. My mama didn't look at me. I'm all right. But yo, you ain't all right.
And it wasn't
we normalize stuff that we shouldn't normalize on the grounds of, well, my mama did it, my grandma did it. That don't make it right.
Yeah, it's still trauma. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. But the comments, good health is wealth. That means mental health also.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You know, and you're right. You know, if they did it, I can do it, but it doesn't necessarily make it right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we strive for healthy relationships and healthy families. And half of that is being able to come home and have a smile on your face and be able to leave the job at the job. And to know that your bills are taken care of and you see, because this can go a lot of ways, right? And we create in our community situations where, like, we have the single parent household, and we cheer that on like that's how it's supposed to be. But if you had two parents in there and the healthy dynamic, and I'm not saying all 2-parent households are good, but the 2 parents, you have 2 people that's bringing in the income, and now you're not as stressed if 2 people are working together. Because 25 plus 25 is 50. 25 without the 25 is 25 less at any given day. So, I mean, honestly, I think if you get a chance, this is for everyone, even though it's talking about the youth, but the head of the household, the parents need to be healthy and fixed. You know, as long as the head is good, everything else fall in line typically. And so this sounds like this is to fix all areas of the problem. If you're struggling with healthcare, now you have an option right here. If you're looking to buy a house, because I heard Habitat is there, this is something that you can do if you're looking for a foundation to give your kids. Other than that, who else is gonna be there?
We have Miss Jill Fowler from Year Up. That's a program for kids. I think the age is like 18 to 22. Don't quote me on the age, but it's a program where as long as they have their diploma or their GED, they can go do certain programs where they're paid and they do job placement, whether it be for business or technology. So just another lane for kids who, because college isn't for everyone.
No, it's not.
And college doesn't guarantee a successful life.
It doesn't.
Because hard work beat talent when talent failed to work hard. So don't nothing work unless you work. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
So I'm not going to sit up here and make these kids feel like, you don't go to college, you this, because the only thing college really guarantees, I'm not saying don't go to college. All I'm saying is the only thing that will guarantee is you're going to have to pay somebody back at some point.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't just, and it's been, it was beating our head when we were in school, college. Now I know some people with college degrees who I probably make more money than, and they struggling to pay their bills and they're, so sometimes we have to just have a conversation with ourselves before we can have a conversation with anyone else and be honest with ourselves. Okay, what is it I need to do? What is it I want to do? What can I do to get from here to there?
And you're right about that.
And start, and like I said, to come before you can go sit on the couch and talk to somebody else, you have to talk with you because they can only heal what you reveal. If you go in there and lying to yourself, you're going to go in there and lie to them. So they're not fixing what's broken.
Right.
Wow.
They're facing what you're pretending to be. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, whatever, you have to have a moment with me. Have your conversation with yourself first.
I say, you can lie to the rest of the world, but don't lie to yourself.
You can't heal what you don't reveal.
You can't. Ooh. That's a good one. That is a good one. Because when people go to therapy, I think all of us have been to therapy. Yep. When you first go, you don't know what to reveal, and it's about getting comfortable. And when you're looking for a therapist, look for somebody who you can relate to or you feel comfortable to. Like
you got to open up.
You got to open up. My therapist was an older white lady, and I thought that I wanted an African-American woman, right, to come in, but I end up connecting with her and I stayed. And I did 2 years with her 3 times a month for 2 years straight. And therapy only help if you allow it to.
Yep. And, like
you gotta be honest.
You gotta reveal it. You can't hold it in, keep it bottled up. You gotta talk about it. Because prevention is key. Because we want to get in front of all this stuff before it even happened. That's why I salute you for even putting this event together. Because we probably wouldn't be talking about it right now.
Yeah, we absolutely wouldn't be. Like I said, it'll be a year on the 13th that my son passed away, and here we are still having this conversation. Before my son passed away, I knew at least 3 other people, African Americans, who did it. You just didn't really hear much about it. But because my son, was who he was, he kind of bought this because to the world that I'm just finding out, they thought that he walked on water, like he was this golden child. Like if it can happen to a kid like that, it can happen to anybody. People inbox me all the time. People, reach out to me, adults, men. And from the surface, it would be people that you would say, well, dang, they got this and they got that. What I want to do, I want to kind of bridge that gap to where a person will say, well, hey, you have this job, you make $500,000 a year, you live in a penthouse, you drive a nice car, and then you have this guy who can only afford to take his family on vacation maybe once out of the year, but he's happy. But the guy who has everything, material, you'll make him feel ungrateful if he said, well, hey, I'm just not feeling good, I want to end it all. Well, what you want to do that for? You got this, you got that. We have to stop making people feel ungrateful for having feelings because they have things that they worked hard to get. That's what they possess. That's not who they are. They did the work. They bought the car they wanted to buy. That does not mean that they shouldn't have feelings. That does not mean that they're no longer human.
And just because you got a mansion don't mean that your house ain't clean.
That's right, though.
You know what I mean? And just because you live in a shack don't mean that it's dirty. So you gotta, people like, they fantasize and put people on pedestals or take people off because of what they feel that they have or who they are. But the more you have, typically the more pressure it is. More people hands are out. And success is actually hard because once you achieve it, you want to stay there. And people strive to stay there all the time. And that pressure is really hard because once you fall from there, people look at you crazy. And they be like, wow, they don't even understand the daily struggles that you have when you look to get there. And I mean, like being a parent and watching a child that achieved the goal and then it didn't stay where she wanted to go, and the struggle to kind of get back up there with it. And thank God, like we have a great relationship, and you know, there's tools, and not saying that, but you just never know what anybody's dealing with. You see celebrities take their lives all the time, and you be like, like why? Because people really look at them and be like, they okay, just like the strongest person. You know, they handle everybody else's problems, but nobody is there to listen to theirs or to help them with theirs. So we hear that all the time.
I think people think depression have a look. It look like everybody in this room right now.
Wow.
It look like you're smiling, like you're happy.
Everybody hits depression.
It doesn't look sad. So I think that first of all, we have to start acknowledging that part. It doesn't have a face. It looks like everybody. Look in the mirror. That's what depression looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, people ask me all the time. They just look at my son. He excelled academically and athletically. He was liked by everyone. So they ask me all the time, well, why? Why do you think? Why? I don't I don't try to be rude, but it's like, honestly, the why don't matter to me. Especially the why ain't gonna do nothing but make me mad, because I know it was whatever it was fixable. It's not a matter of why, it's what. What can be done now because the why ain't gonna wake him up. So I sit back and I figure out what can be done to make sure nobody else don't walk into the scene I walked into. Because the why really don't matter at that point. It's over and done. Now what can be done to make sure nobody else child or nobody else period feel like they have to take that route. I look at it like my son went to the world for 21 years. I had 21 great years with my son. Let's be clear on that. You know, I feel like my son was linked to the world for these great years to show people, you know, you can do this and this and still not be okay, and that's okay. So like I said, his job, it was just done. Ain't no whys, no, well, maybe his job, it was done. And one of his friends told me if anybody else would have done it, it would have been sad. But he said if anybody else could have woke us up to it, it was him. He was the one that talked us off the ledge. He was the one that made sure that we were okay. All the while they didn't know that he wasn't okay.
Right.
And like I said, and maybe it's something I'm making myself believe so I can be okay. But I honestly feel like if his life can save a life, he did his job.
And I mean, that's all you can do. And let me give you your flowers. You know what I mean? Because when you lose something, it's hard to put yourself back together and go out there and be an advocate for people won't feel what you feel. You know what I mean? That speaks volume of the person that you are. And so if you're that, I know you poured that into your son. You know, and so the fact that you get up here every day and you say, hey, I don't want nobody else to feel how I feel speaks mountains, because it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so kudos to you, you know, with pain and things like that. God doesn't put more on you than you can handle, they say, and you don't know who you're going to become throughout this. And you have really shined in this spot, and yeah,
it's
so
just one of those
kudos to you.
things where, you know, people, well, that was selfish, you know, his mom loved him and this and that. I can understand that. To some degree, people look at it as selfish, but like I look at it as how long was he being selfless? He could have banged it on himself when I went through my situation. He knew that how it would affect me at that time in my life. So I can't ask somebody to live with or deal with what I don't know what they have going on. I can't ask you to continue to be hurt just to make me happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was one of those situations where, you know, I raised him to be an independent thinker.
Right.
You know, no matter who it offends, do what makes you happy. And at the end of the day, he's at his peace, and that's what it is. So now other kids, other people, we're going to put some stuff together to make sure that, you know, me and my son
this
talk.
Is not the outcome.
Yeah. Me and my son talk. And if you don't want to talk to your parents, sometimes we don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not the person. And this is why parenting is a village. Like raising kids is a village. Sometimes I don't care how good the relationship is. Sometimes they just don't want to tell you because
They don't want to disappoint you.
We've been brought up to that because I said so mentality.
Yeah.
Right. Like, well, why I got to put the rag on this side of the sink?
Because
I said so.
Yeah.
Then, and it's because I said so because you don't have a real answer because your mama put the rag over here, her mama put it over there, but nobody's thought to say, well, maybe it was great grandma left-handed, maybe that's why she did everything.
Right.
So now we're perpetuating a behavior on a because I said so when nobody took the time out to ask a simple question.
Tell us why, yeah.
You know, so that's the thing that
and
we
usually
have to deal with.
When people get angry about a question, you said it.
Yeah.
They don't have the answer.
You don't have the answer. You don't know what to say. Yeah. And I like what you said. It's no rule books that was given us on parenting. Mm-hmm. We're figuring it out as we go. And that's the thing that we got to be cognizant of. We're figuring it out as we go.
And what it is there's no rule book, one, right? Two is everybody is different. What worked for Mr. Edmond don't necessarily work for Kiana or Keisha.
Yeah.
Because everybody is their own individual. And this is why it's so important to take time out to know your children, right? Like these computers, good, they're making them smart, but they're also taking them out of society, right? You got to sit down. I'm encouraging everybody to do like no electronics for a couple of hours, sit down. If you could say, hey, this whole summer, we're going to do dinner every day this summer at 7:00. If that's too much, 2 days a week, just do something where you're actually pouring in, listen to your children, and don't ask them questions where they have to say yes and no. Give them open-ended questions so you can pull out that information from them. And if they're not receptive for it, don't give up. Keep on, because you really got to get in your kids' lives. Don't let nobody else raise them. That's my range.
June 15th, at the Lake Vista, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mm-hmm. Keyshawn's Corner.
Keyshawn with the K, Corner with the K.
Yes, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is a resource fair, and prevention is the key. Because I think I want to definitely salute you.
It's a free event too, y'all.
Yes, it's free to the public, free for families.
And even if you don't think your kids have like mental, just come anyway and get the information.
The resources, yes.
Because again, your child may be the child that can help their friends and be able, because kids talk to kids. And if your kids is open enough to talk to you, maybe they can come and tell you so you can tell their parents. You know what I mean? So everybody is connected in here. And then again, we can get people the help that they need.
That's right. It's been going on too long. We've been suffering in silence. Mm-hmm. We finna break the silence. And we want to get to prevention. Mm-hmm. We want to get the people to get the help that they need, whether you're a youth or you're an adult, because life is lifing. Life is lifing right now at an all-time high. So
everything high, you can't afford. You can't afford water, can't afford gas. You can't even afford this air we breathing right now. Take a that's how expensive everything is right now. When you look at it, and it's a lot of pressure on parents or whoever. And so don't think that your kids don't see it or feel it.
And don't think you alone.
You're not.
Don't think you out here by yourself, because we all going through something, or we either just leaving a storm, just going into one, or in the middle of one. That's where we all are at right now in our lives.
And it's stormy all week. Just keep in mind.
Going into one. But at the same time, June 15th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make sure y'all come out to Lake Vista Park. This is a community event. It's free. Youth mental. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Youth Mental Health Awareness and Suicide Prevention Resource Fair, June 15th at Lake Vista Recreation Center, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you don't know the address, it's 1401 62nd Avenue South. That's 1401 62nd Avenue South, St. Petersburg, Florida. And more information at Keyshawn'sCorner.org. That's Keyshawn with a K, corner with a K.org.
Yes.
Thank everyone.
No, thank you for being inspiring, your strength, and because we can't do this alone. We need each other. We need each other, because we teaching each other as we go, and I'm learning from you, and I definitely salute your strength.
Right.
It is. The hardest thing is, I won't go there because we'll just take it. But it's hard. It's definitely hard. So, yep.
All right. Thank you so
now,
much.
Keisha got to go back to work, even though we was trying to like keep her here.
They hear you on the radio. Thank you so much. All right.
But no, a great cause.
Yes.
Please just bring your kids out. And adults, even if you don't have kids and you hey, listen.
Don't suffer in silence.
Don't come on out and do
don't suffer in silence.
Yes, listen.
In the black community.
We do it so much.
Yes, in the black community, this is something that we don't talk about. And I don't think we ever talked about it clearly, on the Breakfast Club until,
No, we really kind of have.
Okay.
We really have. Because it's hit
hitting home.
It hits home quite, and it's sad when you think about it. Like, because we talked about not just suicide before, we talked about parents losing their children, regardless, because that's the kid. Parents are not supposed to bury their children realistically, and you don't want to. And so
I think how life happens, we have to be ready. Whether it's who goes first, because the reality is life is lifing, and how life goes, like.
And I can't tell anybody to be ready for this, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to be ready to lose your child in any form,
any real loss.
But what we want you to do is, because when you're not prepared, we want to give you the tools so that you can then be able to navigate it in a healthy way. Because,
you can recover,
right? Because depression goes up and down. Like her June 13th. Is it the 13th? She said.
Yeah.
June 13th makes 1 year that her son passed away, but she's going to have a lifetime to always go through this, and days is going to be good, and then something's going to happen and it's going to hit her. And you got to know that that's okay. For parents who have lost their children into suicide or just lost their child, like, everybody experienced it different, but it's okay because it's going to be ups and downs, and you don't want nobody to think that it's not. But you want to have the tools to get past it. So.
Definitely thank Keisha for coming out, because, like I say, in our community, we don't talk about the things that we need to talk about the most. Oftentimes we get how they say, distracted. So we stay focused. June 15th, Lake Vista Recreation Center, Youth Mental Health Awareness and Suicide Prevention Resource Fair. It will be at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So please, if you're going through it, or you may not know someone's going to come out, because
get the tools.
You don't know what depression looks like. Depression doesn't have a face.
And you know what else she said is a lot of stuff that we continue in our community, and we say, because that's what I said. Like, we have a lot of traditions that don't make no sense. That's killing us, Mr. Edmond.
I definitely I my mind is in 1,000 places, y'all, and I'm trying to bring it back. I'm just trying to bring it back. This that Gemini brain.
Big Gemini
brain.
What
was the question?
Put your phone down.
I'm in the middle of a thought process.
I was saying how we have passed on traditions that's killing us. Like, sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean? Even the food that we eat. Just because I said it, so it gotta be. And a lot of times we don't even know why we do the things that we do, because nobody asks the questions. And then when you ask the questions, you don't get the answers from it.
Yep.
Cause you done broke some of that.
Some. Cause
like the food you eat.
Yeah. That's one of the ones. That's one of the agreements that we silently sign. We agree to a diet because it was given to us. because our people, this is what our people fed us forever, and this is what I eat.
They laughing at you.
It's all right.
They saying that you got distracted.
Listen, listen. I'm being judicious with my words right now because I wanted to change the subject. See, I was going see. I'm working on me. See, I'm starting with me, the man in the mirror. I'm working on me.
If you was gonna change the subject, as long as you
I should have. If I would have changed it, then that would have been a whole nother joke.
No. But if you would have changed the subject and then went with the subject and had a dialogue with it, then nobody would have said anything. But then you change the subject and don't have nothing to say with it.
I didn't change the subject though.
Yeah, because you ain't have nothing to say with it.
Listen.
That's the only reason why he ain't changed the subject. If the subject could have been changed. Y'all see this live. Everybody who's live on Facebook, y'all are witnessing this.
Hey, and so one of the main things, and then I'm not gonna change the subject, I'm gonna stay on the subject.
Okay, go
ahead. Making those changes and working on yourself is very important. I'm working on myself right now in front of y'all.
Are you really?
Yes, in real time. I'm telling you. When I tell you,
hand me your phone.
No, when I tell
hand me your phone.
When I tell you,
no,
you gonna know. No, I'm
not
done. I gotta finish. But when I tell you, you gonna know, and then when you know, you gonna be like, oh, and then I'm gonna be like, see, I told you. See, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm almost done. Go.
You almost done.
Go. Okay.
No, you know what else I think that we need to stop is when she also said how you come home angry.
Yeah.
That is something that we need to like.
Yeah, you transferring your trauma and your anger, and you just passing it along.
We really need to learn healthy ways to deal with our anger or our frustrations without it coming in and taking over our households.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like I'm stressed out, like every day, like when I get home from work, even if you say, hey, I need 15 minutes to unwind, or you say, hey, we're going to take a 15-minute walk just to clear my thoughts so that I don't bring that negative energy in the household. And we also need to thanks, Dan, for the stars. But we also need to figure out how to communicate better in ways to do that where it's a healthy dynamic where people can be heard and nobody's taking everything people say personal, because you see that a lot of times. Your kids are telling you something, your spouse is telling you something, and when somebody's talking to you about it, you want to tell them what they did instead of taking accountability of what you've done. And when somebody is coming to talk to you about how they feel, it's not necessarily your time to tell them how you feel. If that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, take your time. Like, let's address the problem that's at hand, because you'll see that a lot of times. Like, oh, you made me mad. Well, you did that last week. So this ain't a tick for tack. Last week you should have sat down and had the conversation with me on how you felt. And then I could have took accountability for my actions and explain why I did that, or I didn't know that. Don't wait for when I'm upset for you to then point fingers and tell me what I need to do. So we just need healthy tools to learn how to communicate with each other, and then pass that on to our children.
So, okay, I wasn't going to say nothing.
But say it.
Okay, so I just got tagged in the post. I think you got tagged too. We definitely invite you on, Esther. President of the NAACP, Esther Eugene, feels that we have constantly spoken negative about her name. I'm reading the post, and I want to directly address it. I don't know. I'm just reading. I want to directly address it because you are welcome, Esther, to come on the show and speak your heart. You can bring the whole NAACP on if you want to. because the message is, I've noticed the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club hosts have constantly spoken negatively about me, the St. Petersburg NAACP, and the work we're doing in the community. Yet they have never reached out to me /us directly, nor have they invited me /us to appear on their show. Well, right now I want to make that invite because we've always invited. So hold on, I want to say this. We've always invited anybody. Our platform is open. This is a community platform, and we are open to all community voices, including yours, Madam President.
Okay, and I'm wait. Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish the message. It makes me wonder if they want to keep the negative one-sided open, or it makes me, I don't know, she probably was mad because I don't think this is grammar.
No, but
you might have
read
to,
it.
Madam President, you might have to edit this or just take it down. Hold on. It makes me wonder if they want to keep the narrative one-sided. Open dialogue is vitally important, and I believe in having balanced conversation. It's truly disappointing, but else more of the normal rhetoric. Happy Monday, and let's continue to make it intentionally difference in our community.
Okay, so let me say this. Thank you very much. I mean, if you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, I don't think I once or anybody else have ever said Esther. Not once on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
I just did
in a negative manner. Not once have we ever talked.
Oh, never.
No, we haven't.
Never.
So wherever you're getting this from,
I think what it is.
No. Wait. Before you say think what this is, because I believe in, because we invite everybody out. Every conversation we have, our inbox is open.
Oh.
No. Our phone numbers.
I talk to NAACP members all the time.
Right. Our phone number is open.
The line open.
The line is open. So, I mean, you can call right now if you want to have this conversation.
No.
727-637-2416. Because one thing I stand on is honest and truth in business, right? And so that whole message is a whole lie.
And
no. That whole message.
The whole message is a lie.
It's a
Take
whole
it down,
lie.
Madam President.
Because the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club has once shot anything at Esther.
No, this is what.
And this is what we say. No, wait, before you say that, and this is when I say earlier when we started, it's just because we don't agree with decisions don't mean that we disagree with the person.
Thank you.
So when you stop taking stuff personal, because if this is about, because the only thing that we've ever said was about the raised holiday and my people signing on to that, and we keep on telling you it's about the issue and not the person. And so if you feel like your decision is right, stand on that. Don't shoot bullets at stuff that you're not standing on right.
That's why
so you're welcome to come on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we welcome you with love, my sister. There's no hate over here, because the one thing we believe in, collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration over competition.
All day. Every day. So the only person that has a problem is the person who wrote the letter, because I know there's no hard feelings over there. Now today it's coming off really passionate because I don't like to be lied on. So yes. So now since it's a whole tag in.
You ain't tagged in it.
So I'm the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, so it is a tag.
Oh, we got a call. No yelling. I'm gonna beat up moderator and officiator. Hello, caller.
Introduce yourself. We're talking about the letter that we got tagged on, we're talking negative about people that we're not. Please speak your truth. Brother John, thank you. How are you doing?
We have 11 minutes. Make every word count.
They can't hear. Turn it all the way up.
Yep. The invitation is always open.
I appreciate Mr. Edmonds, your thoughtfulness and consideration. I saw you deciding on whether or not you were going to speak on this.
It's easy.
When you take position, and that's what it is. And so what if there feels to be like there's some attack or shot or whatever, it's just remember that we love our people.
We really do.
I want to say I want to say this, right, because this is a monumental moment, right? Because the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, we're a community led community station on 99 Gems 99.1, and inside of the letter it says that we're in control of a one-sided narrative, and for me to be a person who we really just start talking about this stuff, to be honest, and for us to be controlling the narrative and it's one-sided from us, I mean,
and we've had good. But you want me to tell you, we've had good. So many people on here.
Yeah, we had both sides. So that's what I know. I know that Madam President is not a viewer or hasn't, because we've had the Raise Hines on, we've had the League of Women Voters on, we've had people on every side of this conversation on, and we respect them because honestly, I have people who I support who on both sides, and when I get off this, I'm gonna call Madam President and I'm going to speak with her because I open up the dialogue and make the call that probably should have been made by somebody else at another time.
But we keep on
and I make the call.
Make the call.
I'm gonna make the call.
This is the call, and the thing is we're all adults here, and because this is hearsay. Because if you would have listened to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, we keep inviting everybody out. we keep inviting everybody. Okay, but
Yes, sir. But yeah, we do. We're inviting everybody.
And I keep on saying because I don't see, and we may be wrong because you didn't tell us what we said, right, and why.
But
no, we don't know what. So if the narrative is what it is, tell us what was said, because again, every Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is up. They don't get pulled down.
Listen, I wasn't going to address it, but what really I just felt that it needs to be addressed because what we're not going to do is attempt to slander and wreck up people's name, right? We don't want to be accused of having one-sided narratives or one-sided conversations when we're really talking to everybody. We're inviting people to come on. We're inviting people to leave messages. We're inviting people to, express themselves. That's what this platform is about. Allowing people to express themselves. And like they say, if it's something that's missing, I might be missing it.
So you know what? Your perception is your reality.
That's what it is.
Right. Your perception is your reality. So come on, let's sit down and have this conversation.
Yes, and it's Messy Monday. That's what I that's what I said to myself. Godly, it's Messy Monday because this is another distraction, and because of my passion and love for the community, I would not let us be distracted. What we're gonna do is we're gonna confront this head on and let's have the tough conversations, right? Let's really push ourselves past our comfort zone.
And if we did something, and let me tell you, if I did something personally to you, I'm woman enough to apologize. But it's personally to you, not the issue.
But I don't think you did.
I
think what this is about, it is my opinion because I haven't spoke to nobody and I'm just shooting from the hip. But I do think this is about the redevelopment deal and the redevelopment.
That's what we right.
And I think this is the stuff that makes people not want to say how they feel about it because they don't want people to say this or that. Because if you're not on their side, you're against them.
And that's not true.
But that's how people honestly feel in their soul. That's how they soul feel.
And that's why we keep saying that we're not business. I know, but that's why we keep saying every time we have this conversation.
We ain't on
that we're not attacking a person. We're attacking the issue.
Yes.
And if you believe that wholehearted on the decision, we keep on saying, come on and convince us.
Yes. And I feel you. Because I'm truly disappointed too, Madam President. And we're continuing to walk down the potholes that have tripped up our community forever, right? We can continue to be tripped up by these hurdles that's in front of us, or we can use them as stepping stones to step up. So that's what I want to do.
And what we do want is unity more than division.
Yes.
Right? So
even when we don't agree.
Right.
Even man, Kiana don't agree. We didn't agree none this morning.
Nothing.
None this morning did we agree on anything. Nothing.
But you want me to tell you, we're both gonna show up tomorrow. We're gonna show up tomorrow. Yes. On June 11th at the Sunshine Center.
Yes, and this is open for Madam President, any NAACP member. June 11th, tomorrow, Tuesday at 6 p.m. There will be an open dialogue and community conversation about the issue of the gas plant redevelopment, and that will be an opportunity for people who want to get past the one-sided rhetoric and the one-sided narrative, and because honestly, that could be said about the opposition. The side that you stand on, Madam President, that same message you wrote me, I can just take Tampa Bay Brothers Club off and put your name because people feel that same way. So what I'm saying is let's not get caught up in the minutia, right? Let's dig deeper. Let's dig deeper and get some results that can change our community. And you know what I want to say this?
We got 3 minutes. We had one deal who has divided relationships.
You said that. You said at the beginning of the show that this has divided the city. Let's put it back together.
So, and we need to just because we don't all agree on one deal doesn't mean that we are not still a team.
I might not agree with you on nothing. Forget just this deal.
Right.
We may not agree on nothing. I don't have to agree with you to be all right with you. You don't have to agree with me to be all right with me. See, that's the problem we have in this community. Because if someone is against your ideas, then they're against you. And that's not the case.
It's not. No. And it's about the issue. But yes, Madam President, you are more than welcome. Did she listen, Madam President, you're more than welcome to come on. We have a guest on Wednesday, but I don't think we don't have one on Friday.
Listen, we'll do a special show for you. I come out.
So listen, like
go to the next NAACP meeting?
Yes, we will.
We can go.
Yeah, when is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, let us know because we'll come up.
We'll pull up.
And it's all love.
But I do know that this is a contentious debate about this gas plant redevelopment, as it should be. Right? We should have a very fiery debate about this, but we shouldn't dislike each other after this.
No, we shouldn't dislike each other after this. This is not, but what we should do is be able to agree to disagree. And again, we keep on asking everybody who's for the deal to come out. And everybody who's for the deal is really quiet at this point.
No, they've been
really quiet.
But no, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's because they have had a strong opposition arise. And we are formidable in this arena. And now instead of talking to us directly, now let's do a smear in a name calling and let's get people to turn against them campaign. But it's all right because God bless us all, right?
Right, and that's not what we're doing.
God bless us all, baby.
We don't want nobody to turn against anybody. We just want something done that's going to be beneficial for the whole community.
Yes,
that's it. Yes, that's all we're asking for is.
And let's talk about the deal. Let's not talk about the he say she say because I dropped out of high school.
And if you want but if you want to do he say she say, we do that every first Friday, right? And he say she say ain't like Messy Monday. We actually have an open dialogue so that everything is clear. Now we got to do a hard stop in 1 minute. Because Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoes and shout all around.
It's coming on. So do you have any final thoughts?
My final thought is tomorrow at the Sunshine Center. This is the first community-led. This ain't an organization, no statewide group, no national group. This is community-led by the people on both sides of the argument. It's a town hall, gas plant redevelopment, the Raise Hines deal, Community Voices Town Hall tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Sunshine Center, downtown city, St. Petersburg. Come on. What you laughing for?
Damn. He said, I feel like Kiana caught the stray bullet on this.
Yeah, you did. She did. And she was ready to. She would have put out everything. What did you say?
But no,
We gotta
listen,
end the show.
we do got to end the show. It's all love in the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. We love everybody. Again, we're about collaboration, not competition, right? And we're about a healthy community. So yes, please stay tuned. We'll be back on Wednesday. See y'all tomorrow at Sunshine Center at 6 p.m. Everybody is welcome. Everybody. Yes, this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.